Today on How It's Made Dream Cars, the Porsche Panamera, a grand tourer that drives like a high-end sports car. At the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart, Germany, the company's famous car designs are on display. In the late 1940s, the 356 was the first official serial production car made by Porsche. Nearby is a 1975 version of the 911. The Moby Dick is a 1978 race car designed to compete in U.S. events. With more than 28,000 victories, Porsche is one of the most successful names in motorsport. But race cars aren't known for being comfortable. So Porsche created a four-door luxury sedan that combined power and speed with comfort and style. In fact, the Panamera's performance rivals that of its celebrated counterpart, the 911. The Panamera features a lightweight body shell. Manufacturing it begins with huge pressing tools. The press manufactures the car's body sides in 6 steps. In a control station, an operator monitors and manages production. A mechanism uses suction to pick up a sheet of metal and transfer it to the pressing tool. Pressing tools have already stamped out the initial shape and openings on these sheets. The next tool shapes the metal into a panel. This panel includes a portion of the roof, the door openings, and the rear fender with an opening for the fuel cap. Transfer mechanisms use vacuum-powered suction cups to quickly move the panel from one station to another. Pressing tools complete its formation in a highly efficient, fully automated stamping process. The finished panels exit the press and enter a quality control area. Trained inspectors examine their surfaces visually and manually. Porsche builds the lightweight body shell using a variety of metals, including high-strength steels, stainless steel, magnesium, and aluminum. This results in a low overall weight. It also produces a safe, resilient vehicle. Robots simultaneously bring the left and right body sides to the floor plate and inner panel of the framework. This step completes the door opening structures. Robots use specialized fixtures to align, mount, and attach the Panamera's lightweight aluminum rear doors. The doors come with integrated side impact protection in all models. Next, robots transfer the front doors to the body shell and install them. The installation fixtures include cameras that ensure correct alignment of the doors with their openings. Customers can opt for a soft close system, which uses a small electric motor to shut the doors gently but firmly, regardless of how much or how little force is used. As the car body advances along the production line, workers mount fixtures on the body shell. The Panamera is equipped with an active hood system designed to help improve pedestrian safety. If the car's front sensors detect a collision, the system instantly raises the rear of the hood to reduce injury. They paint the assembled body in 5 stages. First, the car body is coated with a phosphate for improved adhesion. They also use an electrophoretic coating, seam sealing, and filler coating. During the final step, robots coat the metal shell with its color base coat and clear coat. Then the shell is sent through an enormous drying oven. After the top coat dries, the body arrives at a specially designed light tunnel. The light tunnel is equipped with LED tubes, positioned to create a uniform light strip pattern on the surface of the car body. This makes it easier for a team of quality control inspectors to detect the tiniest flaws in the paint job. If they find even the slightest imperfection, the inspectors remove the body from the line and send it for spot repair. The inspectors are satisfied with the paint job, so the car body is ready to head to the assembly line. The Porsche Panamera comes in many different powertrain configurations, with the Panamera S featuring a burly 3-liter twin-turbocharged V6. A technician places connecting rods in a machine to clean off any stray particles. He scans the con rods, confirming they're the right components for the engine he's building. Next, he unscrews the caps and installs the bearings. The outside surface of each bearing has a tiny nose on it. This fits precisely into a small notch in the connecting rod, ensuring the technician installs the right bearing in the right con rod. He assembles the con rod to the piston head with a purpose-built machine. The machine scans the connecting rod from above to verify once again that it's the right part. He places the piston head in a vise designed to compress the rings. A lift assist helps the technician bring the crankshaft to the engine block and lower it in place. He rotates the block on its assembly fixture to gain access to the piston bore holes. He carefully installs 6 pistons in their bores one by one. Once they're in place, he turns the block again to install the con rod caps, using a torquing device to tighten them. He manually rotates the crankshaft to make sure the pistons move smoothly. A fully automated station brings the upper and lower sections of the engine block together and bolts them securely. The bolting process is perfectly synchronized to make the best connection possible. Porsche has designed fail-safe features into the manufacturing process to prevent assembly errors. Guide pins on a lift assist help the operator position the cylinder head. A technician drops the cylinder head bolts into their positions before torquing them down one by one. He greases the cylinder heads to prepare them for the camshaft installation. The technician carefully places the camshafts over the cylinder heads. He locks it in place with a jig, then bolts it down. A worker positions the Panamera's timing chain, carefully threading it onto the camshaft adjusters. The chains optimize the timing for different loads, ensuring the rotation of the crankshaft and the camshaft are perfectly synchronized. The timing case is made of magnesium, which is 33% lighter than aluminum and 75% lighter than steel. A technician finishes the operation by installing the cylinder head cover and ignition coils. The V6 engine of the Porsche Panamera S is nearly done. A worker carefully places the composite intake manifold into position. He uses a torque-controlled bolting device to run down the screws and bolt it securely in place. The completed V6 can take the Panamera S from 0 to 60 in just 5.1 seconds, with a top speed of almost 180 miles per hour. The engine joins the rest of the powertrain on a yellow sub-assembly wagon. As the wagon moves on its track, members of the Porsche production team complete the assembly. A technician uses a torque-controlled driver to run down the bolts that attach the prop shaft to the transmission. The shaft can now transfer power to the rear axle. Made of stainless steel, the exhaust is a lightweight system featuring catalytic converters that heat up rapidly for increased emissions control. Internal design features enhance sound at high revs. Variable camshaft control, turbocharging, recuperation, auto start-stop, and a coasting function, all combine to make this V6 more efficient and more powerful than its predecessor. The Panamera's performance recalls the sports car power and agility that made Porsche famous. But the interior is that of a plush and roomy sedan. Buyers can customize everything from the dashboard to the seat covers. Panamera car bodies take the train from the Porsche facility in Hanover to this plant in Leipzig. First, they organize the cars in an optimal sequence. Then the car bodies descend to the main assembly area. With the help of a lift assist, it takes just 2.5 minutes to install the dashboard. Since each Panamera is custom made, each dashboard is unique. Built by a nearby supplier, the dashboards come with a wiring harness. The harness is unique to the car too. The number of connections depends on the customer's specific requirements. When the computer program responsible for sequencing the cars calculates the order of production, it factors in the availability of the parts required. It also considers the assembly team's need for variety. The team consists of highly trained technicians capable of performing multiple tasks. Programming variety into the production line promotes high-quality workmanship. A robot uses vacuum-powered suction cups to hold a windshield in place, as a bead of sealant is applied around the perimeter. Customers can opt for thermally and noise-insulated glass, as well as dark tinting to enhance privacy. The robot carefully positions the glass on a table, ensuring that it's in precisely the right spot for installation. With the sealant applied and the windshield perfectly centered on its fixture, the robot can quickly install the glass in its frame. A Porsche assembly team member brings the rear center console cover into the car and uses a driver to install it. Installation of the consoles can take up to 9 minutes. This, of course, depends on the options chosen by the customer. Here, the technician installs the console's front section. It includes the control panel for the air conditioner and the cover of the gear shift module, which houses multiple controls on either side of the stick shifter. Here, technicians install the front seats. Porsche practices modeled mixed production. This means cars with a high number of options are interspersed with low-option versions. Mixed production helps keep production time at a constant rate, regardless of the complexity of a particular assembly. Team members install the front-end module. This module contains the car's complete cooling package. They fasten it in 2 stages, first with battery-powered drivers, and then with a torque-controlled tightener. Next, they add the lightweight bumper, which helps to define the signature sleek Porsche look with its sloping nose and long-slung grille. A technician fits the headlights snugly into their apertures. They're shaped like upside-down teardrops. Specialists will later tune their height and direction. A worker uses a tool to check the gaps between the hood, the bumper, and the fenders. The cars move on platforms equipped with wood flooring. Wood flooring is more ergonomically comfortable for the assembly team members to work on than concrete or steel. For additional ergonomic comfort, a technician uses a lift assist to install a door. The underside of the car body has been left open to allow for its marriage with the powertrain. The powertrain slides laterally into position on its fixture as an overhead carrier brings the body over it. Then the powertrain ascends. At this facility, the marriage is entirely automated and takes just 2 minutes to complete. A technician installs the driver's side front airbag in the steering wheel. For minor accidents, the airbags partially inflate to minimize discomfort. A team member works with a fully automated mechanism to bring a wheel to the right rear wheelbase, mount it, and torque the lugs. The Panamera comes standard with 18-inch alloy wheels and the Porsche Active Suspension Management System, which adjusts the damping force on each wheel according to road conditions. It's hard to believe that Porsche was nearly bankrupt in the early 1990s. The company turned itself around so completely that it now makes more money per car than any other manufacturer. The turnaround began when Porsche introduced lean manufacturing principles from Japan. Famed lean manufacturing consultant W. Edwards Deming wrote, "You can't inspect quality into a product. In other words, the quality is either there or it's not. Nevertheless, quality control is a crucially important step in production. A highly trained inspector scrutinizes every aspect of the car inside and out, noting and recording any flaws. Before starting, inspectors must remove any belts, watches, or other metal that could scratch the paint. With the fit and finish fully inspected, this car is ready for further testing. A driver starts up the car for the first time. He guides it to a rolling road station in the dynamic testing area. The driver follows the directions of a computer program and runs the car through a variety of different driving modes. The Panamera enters a booth where high-pressure water jets simulate monsoon conditions. Nozzles positioned above, below, and on both sides of the car shoot several hundred gallons of water per minute. The interior of the car must be completely dry or it doesn't pass the test. After leaving the leakage test booth, the driver steers the Panamera to the final static control gate, also known as Quality Gate 8. Outside, a driver takes the car over a cobblestone strip to gauge interior noise. Leather upholstery tends to be squeaky, but Porsche strives to minimize this. The test driver then steers the Panamera up the slope of a purpose-built testing hill and stops it on the incline to check the hill hold function of the brakes. Then he takes it over the top and tests the car on the downward slope. The Panamera comes standard with the Porsche Traction Management System, which includes automatic brake differential and anti-slip regulation. It's now worthy of display at a venue like the Leipzig Porsche Customer Care Center. One way to tell the different Panamera models apart is by looking at the color of their brake calipers. Yellow brake calipers signify Porsche ceramic composite brakes, or PCCBs. With enhanced performance, fuel economy, and handling, PCCBs can be fitted onto any Panamera upon request. But it comes standard on the Turbo S. With its 4.8-liter twin-turbo V8 powerhouse, the Turbo S achieves a maximum torque of 516 foot-pounds between 2,500 and 5,000 RPMs, accelerates from 0 to 60 in just 3.8 seconds, and reaches a top speed of 192 miles per hour. When Porsche introduced the Panamera in 2009, car fans were skeptical that a company famous for manufacturing some of the most celebrated sports cars ever built could really pull off a four-door luxury Grand Tourer. But the Panamera has been an enormous success. Despite feeling like a sedan, the Panamera still looks and performs like a Porsche. In other words, driving a Panamera is like driving a sports car, except it's roomy, plush, and has space for luggage. And like all Porsches, it's not just fast, it's also reliable.